You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters. Well, we are officially healing as a country. Common sense is finally coming back to the forefront. And that, of course, and this has been brewing even before the election in November, Jon Gruden's triumphant return to the National Football League. We've been heading in that direction for about 2 years now. Okay, he's been showing up at various places. He's working for Barstool Sports right now. He's a hell of a good follow. He puts out great videos. QB Camp made a triumphant return this year for Jon Gruden, and it's very interesting. You ought to go back. The Will Howard episode, really damn good. Really damn good. Jackson Dart was a good episode, too. But nonetheless, there's a lot of things going on with Jon Gruden, including an interesting rumor that has now popped up involving the Miami Dolphins. Jon Gruden, right here, this was a few months back. Jon Gruden reinstated to the Buccaneers Ring of Honor after removal over, of course, that headhunting email scandal. And a lot of people believe that he was targeted in that by somebody involved with the NFL. Who knows? We don't know exactly who. I will never give up in trying to figure out who did that to Jon Gruden, because Jon Gruden should have never been fired from the Raiders. They had a playoff team finally that year. Mark Davis, still furious. Jon Gruden's his boy, that's all there is to it. He did not want to fire Jon. Jon Gruden put this up yesterday evening. See, Jon Gruden is hanging out with the Ravens right now. Thank you to Coach Harbaugh for letting me watch the Ravens. Incredible operation, pretty cool. They even gave Jon Gruden a locker. And right here, Ravens tight ends, Mark Andrews, Isaiah Likely, combined for 17 touchdowns, incredible versatility and production. This is Gruden right here, getting his picture taken right here with the guys from Ravens camp. So that's cool. That's real cool. But that wasn't the only place, right? Last year, August 4th, 2024, before the season started, Jon Gruden was kicking it with the Kansas City Chiefs. That's a lot of around, intermingling. People around the NFL are making an effort to see if they can get Jon Gruden back into coaching. This was August 3rd, 2023. Jon Gruden is expected to be at Saints training camp on Friday. He was a consultant for the Saints. He almost got the offensive coordinator job in New Orleans under Dennis Allen, and when Dennis Allen got fired, he got heavily rumored, and he was in the coaching situation floating around of getting the job that Kellen Moore ended up getting. By the way, he was also a candidate for the New York Jets job. So now Gruden is officially back in the circles, and he's circling jobs. All right? And not in the same way that I believe somebody like Rex Ryan is. All right? Jon Gruden got that Super Bowl ring. He's got that personality. And these owners, look, me and John talked about it. Matrix is a big Cowboys fan. He wanted Jon Gruden to get that Cowboys job. Veteran, longtime coach. And now a big rumor is surfaced out here. After an email scandal that led Jon Gruden to resign from his job as head coach of the Las Vegas Raiders, it appeared his coaching career would be over. The fact that he sued the NFL won't help him. However, there's been momentum that the controversial head coach could return to the NFL sideline. A return to the Raiders isn't going to happen, but it just takes one team to be willing to take the risk. That's where the Miami Dolphins come in. Guys, I'm not sure there's a seat hotter than Mike McDaniel's seat right now. All right? And it's Mike McDaniel, but McDaniel's seat is hot as hell. Has proven to be a strong offensive mind, but he's openly admitted that it's been difficult to get players to respect his rules. Look, you got to be pretty tough down there because Miami, them players can get away from you. That nightlife down there, and McDaniel, he's not known to be any kind of a disciplinarian at all. Oh, but Chucky. If the Dolphins have another bad season, McDaniel will likely be fired. No doubt about it. Notably, Gruden lives in Florida, and it's easy to see him jump at the chance to coach in Miami. Former NFL scout, Jon Middlekauff, guy I love to listen to, 3 and Out podcast. Former NFL scout Jon Middlekauff believes it's a matter of time before Gruden is coaching again and thinks the Dolphins would be a logical spot. Quote, I would say it'll be on the table, Middlekauff said when asked if Gruden to the Dolphins could happen on his 3 and Out podcast. I have not listened to this one yet. I think if they suck this year, which I think there's a decent chance, that owner has proven to be nuts. He's proven to go after the big fish. If the NFL doesn't come calling, Middlekauff thinks Gruden will settle for a college coaching job. My guess would be that in January of 2026, Jon Gruden is either a head coach of a college team or a team like the Dolphins. I had said, look, people don't realize this. And this was when Brian Kelly got the LSU job. They almost hired Gruden. Then, that was fresh off the entire email fuckery situation that happened where the NFL screwed him. That was right after. And LSU, the fan base behind the scenes, if you're down there in Louisiana, the fan base wanted Gruden. The fan base could not have cared less about what the NFL claimed and all the people that were butthurt over Jon Gruden. The LSU didn't give a rip. He was big time in play. And of course, I've always thought we know he'd love to have the Tennessee job, right? But Tennessee's got a good program under a different coach. Right now, that's not an option. Jon Gruden's young enough. I think he's Jim Harbaugh's age. And Harbaugh just came back to the Chargers. So I think Middlekauff is right. I think a college is going to take a hard. I'm actually shocked he hasn't already taken a college job. And maybe he has it specifically on purpose because he just wants to go to the NFL. I don't know. But the Dolphins make a lot of sense. Question is, would he want Tua? All right. We know John loves to be like, yeah, I love all these sons of bitches. I mean, we listen to him on Monday Night Football, but I just see Gruden really wanting, kind of like Will Howard. He was very fawning over Will Howard. Well, Will Howard's a big guy. He's like 6'3", 6'4", like 240. That Josh Allen type. I mean, a big dude. I think Jon Gruden would want a strong-armed quarterback. And by the way, Jon Gruden and Derek Carr are super tight. Do I think Derek Carr would go to Miami? I mean, is that really an upgrade over Tua? No doubt. Well, I don't know because of the arm situation. I was going to say, no doubt Derek Carr's got a stronger arm than Tua Tagovailoa. But I don't know. Dolphins make a lot of sense there. It does. So do the Cowboys. I've got a man with the Bills. If they crash and burn again and then fire McDermott, which I've been banging the drum that they should do because they're wasting Josh Allen, would they hire? I don't know that they would up there in that area. they went knee deep into Pride Month and all that crap. So I don't know. I doubt they would look at somebody like Gruden, But in Arizona, a Miami, any place in the South, man, he'd be good with Dallas, God, Jerry Jones, Jon Gruden makes a lot of sense. Probably won't happen, but it makes a lot of sense. Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.